Yeah, inside.
So comfortable.
Massager.
Whoa.
Is pretty impressive. Oh,
Wild.
This one's very different because, yeah, that one, it was like they were simulating hands. This one, it's like, I don't know, just
little balls.
Little balls, yes, exactly.
Tiny balls.
I'm gonna roll over and see what that feels like.
What?
Oh.
What's happening? What is happening? Welcome to April's Garage, the greatest automotive channel in all of YouTube land. And I want you to check this out, the Lucid. Now this is a Lucid Air Grand Touring, and they're beautiful, very luxurious, but the original MSRP, $155,000. But I will tell you, one of Tyler's favorite things about these is the depreciation.
Oh, you said the magic word.
That is the magic word for you specifically.
I love depreciation. So that's how I buy cars that were once very expensive, luxurious supercars, luxury cars, all kinds of things for way, way off of their MSRP. But in the last few years, that's been tough.
Well, it's been kind of across the board for a lot of electric vehicles.
Yeah, it's been crazy markup, crazy prices, and not just electric cars, but pretty much anything that anybody wants. You have to pay $10, $20, $50, $100,000 over MSRP for anything cool, but not anymore. So this, yeah, originally $155,000. Guess how much? 2 years old, low mileage, $79,900. Half off.
Half off, but that's still quite a bit. But with the Lucid, I feel like these are high-end luxury EVs.
They are very well appointed, very high quality, but yeah, half off from 2 years ago, and some people were paying over sticker for them to have some of the very first Lucids. So it's one of those situations where the original owner loses their butt on them, and then you can come in and get, well, a lot of car for the money. So I am very excited to see a return to norm when it comes to prices. This one's for sale at Eddie Chevrolet Cadillac, and they have two of them right now, but this one is the Grand Touring, so it is the fancier one. Specs are pretty good. 400 plus miles of range.
Which is huge because what, your Cybertruck's around
340, yes.
That is a huge seller for me specifically, and I feel like electric cars, they're really gonna hit their mark, their stride, when you can get that 400, 500, 600 eventually in a few years from now range.
When it doesn't cost over $100,000. That's the problem.
True.
So yeah, 800 horsepower. More than the Cybertruck. 0 to 60, 3 seconds, which is in between the Cybertruck and the Cyber Beast. So 3 seconds to 60 in this thing. A lot of range, and then the luxury inside. Teslas are pretty minimalist inside. They don't really give much thought to quality and making it feel like a nice luxury experience. They're more focused on the tech and the performance and the gimmicks and all that stuff. But this is old school luxury, even though it is a very new company that is struggling right now. They've just had $1 billion infusion of extra money because they're still not meeting their sales projections and having problems and slashing prices as well. I think $8,000 price slash, which isn't enough considering how much they depreciate.
It's great that new car companies are actually still forming and starting, and so I'm hoping that the Lucid is going to stick around.
Hopefully it makes it. Yeah, there's been a lot of pop-ups that have not made it, so we'll see who comes out on top in the next few years. But in the meantime, you want to start a tour on a Lucid?
Ooh, I think we should.
Let's see what $155,000 got you just 2 years ago, the Grand Touring Air.
Ooh, yeah, it tells you exactly what trim you have if you forget. It's written right here.
Right, there's a lot going on with this Lucid when it comes to colors and things, like a tri or quad tone or whatever. We have a silver roof, we have trim here that's sort of polished.
Quantum gray.
Black, gray, the wheels are sort of a weird brushed polished look and a two-tone there, and some chrome along the bottom. There is a lot going on, and it could all go wrong, something that's sort of overstyled, but I don't think so with the Lucid.
Yeah, I think it makes it stick out. You know, your eyes drawn to it. What is this? But I feel like a lot of those older, like 60s cars had this treatment where it looked like it could be a convertible, and they wanted to make that two-tone because convertibles
I never thought of that. So like a 55 Bel Air or something like that, where it's all the colors, all the different trims, everything all sort of mashed together, and in your head it would sound ridiculous, but then when you see it in person, it's cool. Right. Yeah. Light bar as well.
Yeah, light bar goes all the way across. It doesn't stop, just keeps going on and on and on.
And there's that badge again. Beautiful font. It sort of looks like the A in your autograph, April.
Ooh, it does. Oh, it just started talking to you. I think here's the trunk opens up, and what's interesting, it has more lights Here, like
Right.
if you're hauling something and you have to keep the trunk open, you still have some lights back there.
Yes, they're required to have that. So here is some extra accessories in the trunk, the charging cable. Basically, it looks brand new, it drives brand new, but half off. It's just crazy.
Now, do you think like these electric car companies are just overpricing cars on purpose because they think they can because it's a cool new thing?
I don't know about that. It's very expensive to create a new car. It's very expensive to make an electric car right now. So Lucid is not making any money at the price that they're selling them at. But you hope in volume down the line they recover some of that R&D. They figure out ways to be more efficient in their production. But you can see, I mean, inside you can see why this was a $155,000 car. Once again, a lot going on in here. So this is like reclaimed wood. That's just a natural finish.
Is it actual wood?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, that's fancy. Sort of a linen cloth treatment, some suede.
Suede, brown stitching, white leather, and then white carpet, kind of a almost black brown interior, brown stitching. It's just wild. We'll get in the interior here in a little bit. Let's keep walking around now that it's fired up. The coolest part, I think, of the Lucid is the front light bar, right?
They're beautiful. Lucid is all lit up in front. There's actually some aero hidden under here. Some air kind of sucks in here to help with aerodynamics and comes out hood right here, and it repeats again on the side where air comes out the back. Is that going to make a huge difference with aerodynamics? I don't know, but it looks cool.
Yeah, I think they're compensating a little bit because you don't see a lot of, downforce, big splitters, that kind of stuff. And this is a serious performance vehicle, plus wanting to get all the range possible, so you want to make it very aerodynamic on top of that. So a lot of thought went into this car, a lot of engineering. You can see it's not something that was hastily just kicked out, sort of like the Cybertruck, And this windshield, you can see,
it's gorgeous.
It goes all the way back. So you crack the glass. This is all one piece.
How
right
mad
here.
would you be if a truck just kicked back a rock on this?
Well, I imagine it'd be an insurance claim because this windshield has to be thousands.
It has to be.
And then it seamlessly goes into the rear glass here, which, makes for a really cool ultra luxury experience. You can hop in the driver's seat, April, if you want.
Yes, Captain.
I'm going to show the back real quick because the rear seats are a completely different color. And because it's an electric car, it has a completely flat floor because no drive shafts, none of that stuff. You don't need it. But yeah, inside.
So comfortable.
Very, very fancy.
Oh, this is gorgeous. This roof is all glass.
This what?
The roof.
I say it too. I go rough like a dog on the roof sometimes. So. Yes,
it's not
people
a
have
roof?
made comments about it. It's a roof, but yeah, you can see they put little, markers in the windows to like where to suction cup on the glass. I'm sure it's stickered on, and then this trim to get power to the mirror and all the dome lights and stuff goes all the way back in a strip. Very cockpit-like, fighter-like.
Very cockpit-like. Yeah, it's gorgeous. This sort of wraparound screen. I love the glass roof. It's so luxurious. It doesn't feel like a car. It feels like you're in something else, like a spaceship a little.
Right. And unlike the Tesla, very minimalist, one screen or, the instrument cluster on the Model S and then the screen here, you have a lot more going on. You have actual tactile buttons for the blower motor and the temperature. And then this screen down here, it does a lot, including the themes, the moods, which of course you have to do space, the final frontier. But there's
everyone wants to see.
Yeah, all the different kinds to sort of just set the mood in the car. This is something that other automakers have done, including we saw this in a Genesis G90. But the massager is pretty impressive.
Do people actually use it though when you're driving? Like, is that a normal thing?
There's the animation of it. And look, once again, I was surprised by the other car that had it in your booty. Look at all the little hands in the booty in this one. So I'm going to start it for you. A deep massage through everything from basically here to, well, there.
When did we turn into a society that needs massaging chairs while we're driving? Like, what's wrong with us?
I don't know, but I definitely like it. Oh, yeah.
This
one's very different because, that one, it was like they were simulating hands. This one, it's like, I don't know, just...
Little balls?
Little balls, yes, exactly.
Tiny balls.
I'm going to roll over and see what that feels like.
What is happening? What is happening? This is not the happy ending massage parlor of Kansas.
That's just giving me an all new view.
What are you doing?
This isn't weird at all. People are going to do this, right?
It's like if you had an OnlyFans page yourself and you could do that. It's so wrong. We're going to get like fired from us.
But yeah, it's sort of...
I'm going to make you fire yourself for doing that.
We have the space mood set. We're getting massaged.
What is this? Is this like a flux capacitor?
It's certainly the shape of it. I have no idea what it does.
Probably like the microphone, maybe, for like hands-free Bluetooth, perhaps.
Yeah, so I have driven this thing. I drove it over here. It is really stinking fast, but I am curious what you think of it, because the driving experience, yes, the car is beautiful, the interior is beautiful, everything's so nice, but how it feels like just driving it is pretty important. So I'm not going to influence you yet. I want to see what you think.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm just surprised you're letting me drive all the time. Because I feel like guys normally drive.
It's April's garage.
I get it, but you never drive in April's garage.
And this is about how far you have your seat back when you drive anyway.
I told you.
Gangster.
The B pillar protects you from stray bullets in Chicago.
All these EVs have ambient noise. This one is very weird. And I forgot to mention, I am moving out of the hangar, moving the lifts over. Things are going over to the new garage, so that's why everything is such a mess in here. There's that angelic noise, and April doesn't know how to unlock the doors, so... Wait, what's that noise?
Closed door for full view.
So that's the alarm for the door being open?
Right.
That sounds so Star Trek. That is awesome.
It does sound Star Trek, except, like you said, there are tactile buttons,
yes,
which Star Trek would never have.
Well, unless Tom Paris in the Delta Flyer.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
See? You got me. It sounds like a tram, again, like most electric cars do. It's talking about high-pitched whine, not like a supercharger, just sort of electronic things going on.
The massage is still on.
You're enjoying the massage?
Yes, we have it in smooth mode right now, but I'm going to move it to sprint mode as we leave. Sprint, maximum power and torque. It is recommended to be used only by skilled, advanced drivers under suitable driving conditions. With Lucid specification summer tires installed.
Dude, what tires do we have?
I don't know, but we're doing it anyway.
Okay. This could be our final words. You want me to floor it?
Yes.
Like for real?
This isn't even the fastest one. There is the Performance Grand Touring that was like 2.5 seconds to 60. It was 180 grand, but yeah. Yeah!
That pushes you back hard.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Slow down.
That was 90 miles an hour.
You're not supposed to admit to that stuff on YouTube.
Oh,
you know, they can prosecute you based on. She pretended she was going 90 miles an hour. I didn't have the camera facing that way, so you don't know.
I'm such a great actress.
Yes.
It's acting. This is glorious. This is fast, and it pushes you back so hard into the seat.
Yeah. So another half a second to 60, it really doesn't matter. This is enough.
No.
Like a Plaid Model S is around 2, which is way too much. You know, it's crazy how fast these things accelerate. The Lucid, like the Plaid is depreciated a lot too, to where you could buy a Model S Plaid for the same price as this.
You're kidding. Seriously? So which one would you...
Oh, this by far. Because it's an actual luxury experience with massagers, such cooler tech, the fit and finish just amazing. Downsides though, service isn't as good on Lucid. They don't have the infrastructure set up yet, and there's been some, scary stories about that, but Tesla isn't that much better, to be honest,
Yeah, well, the range is better in these as well.
They can be. The Model S do have some really long range cars into the mid-upper 400s, I believe. So similar in that sense. But yes, actually having tactile buttons that are cool, like this is much more a car that I would like to own over, well, a Model S, and it's one of the main gripes I have with the Cybertruck. God.
That is crazy.
I mean, even in smooth, that is just jarring.
That is smooth. I love the Lucid. This kind of all glass roof is what really sells me. It doesn't feel like a car. It just feels like it's a completely different thing on the road. A little bit of a spaceship.
Yes. Driving this is an occasion. And that's what you should feel like when you spend this kind of money. When you compare it to a Tesla, it feels much more like, like a utility, like a tool, like an A to B car. And yeah, they do look cool and they have neat tech, but they don't give much thought into making it feel like an experience, which the Lucid does a great job of.
This is an experience. I like how they have the speed limit right up there, so you know exactly how fast you're going when you get pulled over.
But driving it though?
Driving it is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'm slowly converting to EVs. Like, I was super against them when they first came out, and I'm like, oh, internal combustion forever. That's my life. But there's something about EVs that's simple and easy. You don't have to go to the gas station.
Right.
And it's so comfortable. And I just really feel like maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is the future.
This is my knock, though, and see if you agree with me on this one. They're trying to go both ways, like so many other luxury brands that are trying to give a little bit of performance. Even in smooth mode, this thing is sharper than, say, the Cadillac EV with the ride. I don't think the ride is as good. It's more closer.
Mean sharp? What is that?
Like, it's a little more sporty feeling.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little bit harsher.
It's louder.
And I feel like they didn't need to go that way. They could have gone ultra luxury posh in that sense, rather than trying to make something that goes both ways, and it's sort of not excelling at both.
I don't know. I get the tactile thing. I like it because we're all used to that. But I like the idea of everything being like Star Trek and Star Wars, where it's like there's no paper, there's no buttons. It's just all screens and it's all smooth.
Tesla will always win when it comes to tech, but it's not like the Lucid is that far behind as far as the adaptive cruise and all that fun stuff. It has it. So, for half off, this makes a lot of sense.
It's crazy how much the prices go down and depreciate. I don't know why they're pricing them so high. I get it that there's a lot of infrastructure that they have to pay for, but the price at 70, is it still a lot?
$79,995.
$79,995.
Yes.
I think it's worth it.
I agree. I feel like if Lucid is going to make it, they're going to have to figure out how to build a car like this for under $100,000. Otherwise, it just won't work.
No. Do you need the massaging seats? Maybe you could save some money on that.
Oh, you need that. No, you absolutely need that. Yes.
For when you're laying flat on your stomach. I feel like no one has ever done that in the history of massaging seats for cars.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad to be the first.